Thank you.
What makes a good city? Now, a planner would assert that clean air, clean water, good drainage, open space, aesthetics, access to consumer needs, different types of housing, jobs, education, and cultural opportunities, diversity, safety, connectedness, etc., etc., etc. These are some of the characteristics that will not only make a good city, these characteristics will make a city prosper. Mount Vernon is a great city that is rich in history. It is the home of St. Paul's Church, the place where events that occurred that led to the passage of the Bill of Rights, which makes it possible for us to be able to assemble here today. It is a place that was founded by John Stevens as the City of Homes, a place where people could live, work, and play. And more than 160 years later, his vision for Mount Vernon lives on. It is a good city. There are diverse backgrounds here. In fact, it is home to over 98 nationalities. We have a diverse housing stock. We have single-family homes, multi-family homes, affordable housing complexes, and luxury apartment buildings. And we have great aesthetics. One can simply walk or drive to see the architecture of many of the city's homes, and even the architecture of the Mount Vernon Public Library, an Andrew Carnegie Library that was built in the style of classical Greek architecture. And Mount Vernon is certainly connected. There's easy access to the Bronx River Parkway, to the Hutchinson River Parkway, the Sawmill River Parkway, the Cross County Parkway, and the Sprainbrook Parkway. And Mount Vernon is the only municipality in the county that is within walking distance to 2 New York City subway stations, the number 2 train, 241st Street, and the number 5 train at Dyer Avenue. It is also the only municipality in the county that has 3 Metro North stations on 2 different commuter lines, the Harlem Line and the New Haven Line. And we can boast that we're also the only municipality in the county that is easily accessible to our major interstates, Interstate 87 and Interstate 95. Listen, I could go on and on about all the unique aspects of the city. And as you can probably see by now, I am passionate about Mount Vernon. Well, indeed I am. And I want to help move the city forward. And that's why we are here today, as I announce my candidacy to seek the office of City Council here in the great city of Mount Vernon.
Yeah! Yeah!
You may ask, well, why is Lauren running? Well, like many of you who are standing here today, and like several others throughout the community, I have witnessed the city's decline over the years. And like many of you, I am also concerned about the uptick in violence in the city, and I've been quite alarmed about the allegations of police misconduct. I know we are a great city, and I know that we can be even greater. But we have to continue some of the work that has been done. And we have to begin to work in other areas that not have yet been fully addressed. I believe that the foundation of a good city is a clean city. Before we want to do the big things, let us tackle the seemingly little or minute matters.
Okay.
Yeah, the low-hanging fruit.
There are some in the community like Shaw or others who clean the city, and we can all do more. I believe that we can increase our beautification efforts in the city by planting new trees, new flowers, and community gardens. But we shouldn't stop there, because unfortunately there will be those who don't have a regard for our beautification practices. And so we may have to issue fines to those who as reminders to those who litter. But I believe that after a while, they'll get the message and they'll understand. Because blight and uncleanliness are contributing factors to crime. So not only are we cleaning up this city, we are also combating violence when we clean it. In addition, the fruits and vegetables grown in our gardens can be consumed by residents so that they can make healthy produce as a part of their diets. I also believe that the future of a good city is a well-planned city. A good city has all of the qualities I mentioned before, and there are so many others like food, protection, and mixed uses. But to make a city good, we must plan the physical, social, and economic growth, and that is done through a comprehensive plan. I want to thank Mount Vernonites for voting overwhelmingly for the Charter Revision Commission's recommendations that a comprehensive plan is completed in this city every 10 years. And that's why I will advocate for and vote to fund the completion of the comprehensive plan. It doesn't stop at just your vote at the ballot box. We have to make sure it's done. And I will also use my skills to help complete it. Excuse me. This also includes a capital plan. And that's why I will work with the comptroller and the mayor to do everything to restore the city's credit rating. It's my commitment to be fiscally responsible.
Yes.
See, we need a capital plan to pay for the big ticket items over time. And these are things that can't be done or maintained simply by an annual operating budget. Our capital plan will address the broken infrastructure we so often see in our city and complain about all the time. Our sidewalks that are in disrepair, an aging and depleted sewer system that is causing pollution to seep into our waterways and even into our homes, and emergency vehicles that should be out of service. We have to be able to bond to pay for these items over time, and there are ways we can make everyone a part of that. But we can't do it unless we have credit. And not only will I work to help restore our rating, I will also work to develop a financial framework for the city that will set us up to move us forward. We also need police reform. And I want to thank members of the community like Lauren Razor for stepping up to make those recommendations which were sent to the mayor and to the city council. And I want to thank the mayor for hearing those recommendations and starting a commission on police reform. I also want to thank Councilwoman Farquharson for conducting community meetings. There are concerns I had since the summertime about police reform, and I want to continue to work on these items. Our police officers, I know from my experience in my time here that they get good training, but I will vote for even more effective training for them to help them solve murders and other cold cases. I met a mother a few weeks ago who lost a son to violence here in the city 3 years ago, and it's still not solved. And we have others, Nas, and we can go on and on. And we owe it to those families who want and need closure. And I am in favor of funding the Civilian Complaint Review Board.
Yes.
I was here when it was passed, and it is something that is needed in Mount Vernon so that citizens here who have a complaint, they have an independent body to hear that complaint and to review that complaint. I want to ensure you that I am committed to the community. I will work with homeowners who are facing foreclosure and with businesses. It is my belief to make Mount Vernon a business-friendly community, and that even more can be done to attract businesses. These are just some of the issues I'm committed to working on because, like I said before, there are so many others. I hear you, senior citizens, when you tell me that you want improved services at the Armory and the Dole Center. I hear you, small business owners, who say you want more help with your businesses. And I hear you, young people in Mount Vernon, who say that you want more as well. So I want to help move the city in the right direction, which is forward. And I understand the council's and the city's roles, from legal to financial responsibilities. I know how to read a budget and how to set financial priorities. I have worked with residents and I've maintained a good relationship with the press. I've worked with officials and employees, past and many present who are here today, always successfully and collaboratively. Maybe not always in agreement, but always successfully, collaboratively, and professionally. And I want to hear from you, residents, homeowners, business owners, the youth, our senior citizens, our clergy members, our community activists. Many of you who are standing here today know me, and there are so many others in the community that know my work and my service here. Whether it was with Henry Wilson, after making my debut into society at the annual cotillion sponsored by the health center, or whether it was organizing against black-on-black violence, especially after the death of Andre Frank, I have been here in Mount Vernon working. I have worked successfully with all previous administrations when I was here to do the work needed to improve our community. Whether it was in the planning department or in the clerk's office, you all know me. You know my commitment, you know my compassion, and you know my service to the city.
Yes.
It is a part of me because it is my purpose. But don't only vote for me because you know me,
Say that.
because that has gotten us into many of the problems that we face today.
Got those new friends.
Vote for me because I have the experience to help move Mount Vernon forward.
That's right. That's right.
Real results are possible when those in office know that we are public servants. And I know that my service is to you, not to special interests, not to those who do not have a stake in Mount Vernon, and most of all, not to myself. Service to Mount Vernon's stakeholders has always been my charge, and it will continue to be. I have heard complaints. I have heard the complaints, I've heard the pleas, and the suggestions from many of you. In fact, you are the reason that I ran, the contributing reason that I ran. You asked me, you prodded me, and you encouraged me, from my family members to clergy members, to friends, to community organizers, to residents. Many of you have caused me to be here today. I have heard you, and I'm here to help move Mount Vernon forward. But I can't do it alone. That is why I need you,
All right.
the people, to join me. Let us work together to move Mount Vernon forward. It is my purpose, it is my passion, it is my plan. And despite everything I have said here today, I just want to leave you with a quote from Benjamin Franklin. And he said that well done is better than well said.
All right. Awesome. Right.
You know my work and service, you know my knowledge and my experience, and I will bring that same commitment to you as a council person. That is what motivates me. It is what I'm passionate about. It is my purpose, and it is my plan. I am Lauren S. Carter, and I'm asking you to join the movement to help move Mount Vernon in the right direction.
Yeah. Lauren Carter for City Council. Lauren Carter for City Council. Lauren Carter for City Council.
Thank you so much, and I want to let you all know that you can view my platform and even reach out to me on all of my social media pages. My website is lauren4citycouncil.com. That's Lauren, Lauren, the word for, FOR, citycouncil.com. On Instagram, Lauren for City Council, Facebook, Lauren for City Council, Twitter _Lauren S. Carter, and YouTube, Lauren Carter. You can also email me at info@laurenforcitycouncil.com. I want to hear from you. I want to hear your suggestions. I want to hear your concerns, and let us move forward together. Thank you all for being here today.
All right, Lauren Carter for City Council. City Council, Lauren Carter for City Council. Lauren Carter for City Council. All right, all right. Yay!
Thank you. Thank you all.
Now someone should get you a